The Sun can launch what scientists call coronal mass ejections, CME, from its surface, which are large expulsions of plasma and magnetic field that usually come after a sunspot, knots in the Sun's magnetic field. Officials at the NOAA Space Weather Prediction Center confirmed that on November 1st and November 2nd, a sunspot called AR-2887 released two of these CMEs, which was followed by a third CME from sunspot AR-2891. The first two blasts from the Sun are moving much slower than the third, as the third ate its way through the first and second. All three of the CMEs are on track to hit Earth, with arrival times for the large CME to be on November 3rd. Officials also warned that the CME impact might produce minor to moderate geomagnetic storms in Earth's upper atmosphere that can cause disruptions for power grids, satellite orientations, GPS communications, and more. On a more positive note, the CME impact can also cause beautiful auroras, such as this one. It's been a busy few days for our Sun, which has produced three of the outbursts that scientists call coronal mass ejections, CMEs, since Monday, November 1st. CMEs shoot globs of gas and magnetic fields out into space, often from sunspots, which are knots in the Sun's magnetic field. On November 1st and November 2nd, a sunspot designated AR-2887 unleashed two of these outbursts. Then, later in the day on Tuesday, November 2nd, a second sunspot called AR-2891 produced a CME as well. That third outburst, it turns out, is moving more quickly than its two predecessors, so it swept through all of one previous CME and part of the other, according to monitors. Hence the moniker Cannibal. All three CMEs have been headed more or less toward Earth, and scientists predict that the resulting large CME will arrive at Earth this evening, November 3rd, and produce geomagnetic storms beginning on Thursday, November 4th. The Space Weather Prediction Center, SWPC, of the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, which tracks CMEs and similar events, has declared a minor geomagnetic storm watch for Wednesday and a moderate watch for Thursday. As a result of these storms, SWPC has warned of potential power grid fluctuations and irregularities in satellite orientation. The storms may also trigger stunning aurora displays of the northern lights as far south as New York, Wisconsin, and Washington, the prediction noted. The Sun's activity is governed by an 11-year cycle. Currently, the Sun is in what scientists have labeled Solar Cycle 25. This cycle is expected to peak in 2025, and early predictions suggested it would be a fairly moderate cycle, much like its predecessor. The Sun can launch what scientists call coronal mass ejections, CME, from its surface, which are large expulsions of plasma and magnetic field that usually come after a sunspot, knots in the Sun's magnetic field. Officials at the NOAA Space Weather Prediction Center confirmed